Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome along to the channel everybody. Any new subscribers, thanks for hitting that button and I hope you enjoy the content and stick with me as I talk all things Leeds United, and of course join in the chat and everything like that by leaving your comments down there and hitting that like button of course if you like what I'm saying and the content that I'm providing. So yeah, without further ado, this video, of course, it's still, well, it's only a few days now, isn't it, till Leeds United play. It is Monday, the 25th of April. We take on Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. And of course, we're, as Leeds United fans, looking at that Burnley-Southampton game tonight and sort of fingers crossed for a Burnley loss, of course. We'll see how it pans out. They, of course, play again, and so do Everton before we play on Monday evening. But the preview for that one will probably be out over the weekend. So yeah, today is another different video that I'm going to do. One that I was looking at doing, you know, maybe a bit further into the summer. But, you know, as it's a little bit of break in play, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to do that today in this video. And it is looking at potential signings for Leeds United in the Premier League. And now this is all in the Premier League, I say, providing, of course, we stay in the Premier League. I think we will, and this is on the proviso that we do. And I've picked out 3 key positions that I think we need to strengthen in. I think we need to bring in 4 players, but I will be looking at 9 players in this sort of mini-series. And the positions are striker, which we're going to cover today, centre midfielder, both defensive and attacking midfielders, and a right winger. So the video today is on 3 potential strikers that I feel like could do a job for Leeds United next season. Some we've been linked with, some we haven't, but, you know, or loosely have maybe, but I've compiled a list of 9 names that I do believe will improve our team. Of course, like I said, starting with the strikers today. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get on with it. So the first striker that I picked out that I think could do a job for Leeds United is a man that some people might question, but it is Emmanuel Dennis at Watford. Now, Emmanuel Dennis, I think could do a job for us. You know, he can play right along the front of the attack. That's, you know, obviously centre forward, left wing, right wing, centre attacking midfielder. You know, you can see on the screen there. He's played 4 different positions this season. Only once, of course, in the cam role. But, you know, he's predominantly, and you would say, well, he's predominantly a left winger. Yeah, he is. But he can play striker as well. He's played striker the same amount of times as he's played left winger for Watford this season, and he's looked good in a poor Watford side. Watford obviously looking like they're going to go down to the Championship. Hopefully, like I said, we won't be joining them, but if we don't, I believe that, you know, that Dennis might be a player that we could go in for and potentially on the cheap, really. He's only 24, obviously Nigerian international, and he scored goals, like I said, 10 goals, 5 assists. You know, for a team that are struggling towards the end, you know, the bottom, well, second bottom of the table, I believe that Dennis the Menace would be a menace to the opposition in a Leeds United shirt, as he has been in a Watford shirt, you know, most of the time. For them, I believe that, I don't know, he just had a little bit of something, can play that lone striker role as well. And I think, yeah, why not? He's young. Obviously, Bamford is Bamford is injury prone. We all know we need a new striker. This is, you know, we need to buy one. We should have bought one last season. We probably should have bought one the season that we were coming into the Premier League. You could argue that Rodrigo is a striker, but he's not really anymore. He's more of a centre attacking midfielder. So we need that striker. Gelhardt, you're putting too much pressure on a young striker there. Bamford, yeah, you can't really rely on him to stay fit. So we need a new striker. For me, Dennis would be one that we might look at, you know, on the cheap, given Watford's position of certain almost relegation. But let me know what you think of Dennis as a potential signing in the comments there. The second one I'm looking at is Valentin Castellanos. And people might say, who is that? You know, who is that? Well, he's a 23-year-old striker, Argentinian striker, who's playing in America, and it's that American link, isn't it, with Jesse Marsch, that may swing this one for Leeds United. Again, I do believe that Castellanos would be, you know, available pretty cheap for Leeds United if they see fit to do this deal. You can see some stats coming up on your screen now. The American MLS season has just started. It's only 6 games in. Castellanos has scored 4, recently banged in 4 against Real Salt Lake in a 6-0 demolition for New York City, of course, the team he plays for. Argentinian striker, like I said, 23 years old, and he's scoring goals for fun. You know, this season he's taken a little bit of time to get into it. Scored 4 goals in 1 game. 2 of them were penalties. You know, but 19 goals last season. You know, and this man, you know, again, he can play that lone striker role. New York City deploy that 4-2-3-1 formation that I believe that Jesse Marsch is going to do on the whole next season. Obviously, we will see 4-2-2-2 as well. But yeah, he can play that lone role, you know, that lone role well. He's good in the air. He's quick. He's got pace. You know, he can get at defenders, and it's a little bit of that unknown quantity that might throw some Premier League defences off. You know, and like I said, I don't think he'll be that expensive. Scores goals for fun in the MLS. You know, and again, I've said some players we have been linked with this man loosely. I don't know how, you know, well found the reports are, but you know, his name has been mentioned as a potential incoming for Leeds United in the summer. Obviously, like I've said, we need a striker, but this man for me, young player, you know, knows where the back of the net is. You know, and he's got potential. And with that American link, which we will see quite heavily in this mini-series that I'm doing, to be honest with you, might swing the lead for Leeds United, swing it our way. And like I said, I don't think he'd be that expensive really either. And the last, well, you know, again, let me know what you think of Castellanos, Tati Castellanos. Valentin Tati Castellanos, what do you think of him? Do you think that'd be a good option for Leeds, or do you think we'd be better suited to potentially like bring in the likes of Dennis or somebody else as well? I don't know. Let me know in the comments any names that you've heard, any names that you think would fit in Leeds United's system well for the new season. You know, it'd be interesting to see who people would like to see in. Let me know in the comments there. And the last one, the final one that I'm looking at, I did look at Diego Simeone's son, who's at Verona, Helios Verona, on loan from Cagliari. He's scored 16 goals this season in Serie A. He would be an option potentially. But I've gone with having a look at Raul de Tomas, who I've mentioned a couple of times on the LS11 podcast as one that we should be looking at. He's a fantastic player, him. He's a little bit older than the other two. 27 is de Tomas. He's had an absolutely fantastic season. He's sort of banged around a few clubs a little bit. Was at Real Madrid, wasn't he? Initially Benfica. Now he's settled at Espanyol, and he's had a fantastic season. 15 goals so far this season. The stats are on the screen now. He's got a fair few assists as well. Again, you know, he can play in either a lone role as a lone striker, or he can play as part as a front two. Espanyol do like to play a bit of a 4-4-2 as well, so that would go nicely. Him with a partner up front, or he can play in a lone role, that, you know, the 4-2-3-1 formation again that Espanyol do like to have. That Leeds, I'm sure, under Marsch next season will be playing. So yeah, look, for me, he's a fantastic player, this lad. Good in the air again. You know, he can score with both feet. You know, left foot, right foot, it doesn't really matter to him. Scored plenty with both feet this season. He's a danger. You know, I know Arsenal potentially might be interested in him as well. If Arsenal want to get the deal done, we're probably blown out the water. But, you know, sort of 20 million for me would get him. And I reckon, you know, if we get him in, he gets us goals. I know he hasn't played at Premier League before, but, you know, every buy's a risk. Spanish international as well. So, you know, he's got cats to Spain. That's no mean feat. Maybe the Spanish contingent in our squad, you know, the likes of Rodrigo, Llorente, Junior Firpo, can go in and say, hey, look, you know, Leeds is a good place. You know, we're going forward under Marsh. Why not come? You know, he's hitting his prime now, is the Tomas. You know, I'm pretty sure there'll be other suitors, but he's one that I really like the look of, and I think that he would really improve our team. But that's it for our video. Let me know again, for my video, should I say, let me know again in the comments what you think of the three that I've mentioned. Dennis, Castellanos, or De Tomas. What do you think of those three? Any ones that you'd think would fit nicely into our starting 11? Or any names that you would like to see us go for as a striking position? The next video I'll be doing in this series will be looking at the right wingers that we could potentially go in for. So stay tuned for that one. And like I said, let me know your comments and your thoughts on the striking options. Remember to keep liking and subscribing to the channel. Thanks very much for watching, marching on together, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.